All right. Well, man, I mean, the one thing I hate is when there seems to be a time of the year where multiple content creators, for whatever reason, hit the wall in terms of either burnout or just changing their career trajectory and things like that. Because the thing is, on my main channel, Our Kind of Entertainment, where I cover Tyler Perry stuff, I know that people look forward to my videos. Like after a new episode of The Oval or Sisters, they expect my like reviews and trailer breakdowns within 24 to 48 hours. So it's like a routine, almost like a television show. It's like a certain time of the week where people sit down to listen to my content because it's expected. And that's really how it is nowadays. More people are in tune of what their favorite content creators or even like streaming platforms upload during a specific time as opposed to television shows on TV, because the way we consume media has changed. And I'm no exception. Yes, I'm a content creator, but there are people I subscribe to and look at their content all the time. For example, whenever a Marvel film comes out, or most recent example, X-Men 97 on Disney Plus, every time an episode drops, I look forward to breakdowns from comic book channels like New Rock Stars, Screen Crush, Comics Explain, and the list goes on. Or with Pokemon, there are several YouTubers who do breakdowns of the episodes when they get released in Japan, and I look forward to their reviews. But now recently we have Watcher Entertainment, which, if you don't know, it is run by Shane Madej, Ryan Bagara, and Stephen Lim. These are alumni from Buzzfeed. And I remember in college, Buzzfeed was something I was well aware of. I mean, what better way to procrastinate from studying on an exam than taking a Buzzfeed quiz to see what kind of vegetable you are, or something like that. But I remember it was right after I had quit my job in a call center to do YouTube. I stumbled across BuzzFeed Unsolved, and Shane and Ryan hosted the show. The first episode I ever watched was about the lost colony of Roanoke Island, and I started watching the entire series and I got hooked. And then I saw they did like ghost shows, ghost hunting, and I was really a big fan. I mean, those two eventually got so big that BuzzFeed gave them their own Unsolved YouTube channel. And from there, I really love Shane's show, Ruining History. And I think my favorite all-time series was their BuzzFeed Unsolved True Crimes. Not the supernatural stuff, but when it was just Shane and Ryan going over like murder mysteries and things like that. But then eventually, they left BuzzFeed, and with Steven, they created their own company called Watcher Entertainment. And they started it during the pandemic, and it grew to be pretty big, almost 3 million subscribers. And I guess due to copyright and ownership from BuzzFeed, they weren't able to transfer their shows over to Watcher. However, they kind of made spiritual successors. For example, you have Puppet History, which is personally my favorite series on Watcher, and that was kind of birthed, in my opinion, from Ruining History. Then you had BuzzFeed Unsolved, in terms like the ghost hunting, so the supernatural, I believe that's like called Ghost Files now, and the Mystery Files is what used to be Unsolved True Crimes. So from there, you have Watcher, which is his own thing. You have these guys making their own content, and it's cool to see because you have these underdogs who basically carried the weight of BuzzFeed on their back for years, and now they have their own company and it's thriving. However, just recently they posted a video called Goodbye YouTube, where they sat down and explained how they're transitioning from YouTube to their own kind of like streaming website. And yeah, it's not going over well. There's a link to the video in the comments below if you want to check it out. It's about 13 minutes long. And it is really sad. It really is sad because it's a streaming service that's like $5.99, so about $6 a month, or $59 for an annual fee. So basically, again, $6 a month, but you could pay it at one time. And it's really turned off a lot of their fans. For example, I just looked online, and yesterday, or the 19th, when they dropped the video, they had lost over 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, and today, Saturday the 20th, they lost another 30,000 subscribers. Now, in retrospect, it really doesn't matter because they're leaving YouTube, so the subscribers, whatever. They still have like 2.86 million subscribers, but it's crazy to me because they have such successful brand deals, and their Patreon is very profitable, and they have so many other things like merchandise and whatnot. Heck, I even bought myself a plushie of the professor from Puppet History. I think I even bought a mug or something. I can't remember. I have it in storage somewhere, but I did buy a couple of things from their merch store. And when it comes to the reasoning why, they talked about how, oh, well, we just want to up the production value of our content and things like that. And to me, it just didn't make sense. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a Patreon member, but the reason I say that is because, typically when, creators do Patreon outside of their YouTube channel or Instagram pages or whatnot, Patreon typically consists of content that is only Patreon exclusive, not on any other platform. So, maybe they have like more intimate, like behind the scenes videos and things like that. But when it comes down to Watcher, I don't believe there was any heads up about this transition. I know that they posted a day or two ago that Stephen Lim's two co-stars of their Buzzfeed show Worth It, they were brought aboard to Watcher. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Cause I didn't really watch Worth It like that, but I'm familiar with the show. And hey, it's good to see the team back together because Steven is like the CEO. So he's the one who kind of does the things behind the scenes, like the business deals and whatnot. Whereas Shane and Ryan, create a lot of the content. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Now Steven can get back in front of the camera and kind of do his thing because he's had more of like a behind the scenes kind of thing going on. While Ryan and Shane did their thing. And of course they have like 20 something employees at Watcher now. So it's not like, the heavy lifting is relying on one or two people. They have a team now, which is great. And they talked about how the new platform will have, new shows coming out, and maybe they might revive some of their older shows because given that this is a fresh company, yeah, there have been plenty of series. I'm on Wikipedia right now and I'm just doing a quick count. 3, 6, 9, 12, almost a dozen series that they tried but didn't really work out, I guess due to like expenses and the viewership. I mean, personally, one of my favorites was Weird Wonderful World, when it was just Shane and Ryan going to random places and experiencing, oh, we're going to the theater class, or we're going to like this super secret exclusive breakfast club or something. I really enjoy that stuff. I mean, when I think of Shane and Ryan, I just think about their wacky adventures as opposed to like high quality content because and I'm not trying, and keep in mind, I'm a fan of these guys. I'm not up here trying to do a video like, oh, these guys shot themselves in their foot, because really they did. And I'm not coming across as a hater, but if you look at the comment section on their video where they talk about goodbye YouTube, everybody's in agreement that this is just a horrible idea because it's isolating fans, those who can't afford the membership. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm in my early 30s and I do pretty good for myself on my main YouTube channel and then my eBay store and whatnot. I can afford the subscription, but I don't think I'm going to get it because one, that money could be used elsewhere. For example, if you follow my main channel on my social media, I literally just got a house, as in, hey, it was delivered last week and they're setting it up now. That subscription isn't a priority for me. I have other things I could put that money to. Number two, even though I support Watcher and I love these guys and I appreciate their hustle, I don't really watch their content like I did when they were on Buzzfeed. Like, for example, I said I watch Puppet History. Oh, I love me some Puppet History. I watch every single episode of that. And Top 5 Beatdown, that's another good one. It's just simple. It's Shane, Ryan, and a guest or guests. Sometimes they got multiple guests. And they just do like a top 5 cereal, top 5 Disney villain. I like that stuff. And this is just me. I did try to watch a few episodes of Mystery Files and Ghost Files, but it just doesn't hit like it used to. I think for me, Ghost Files, the episodes are like 40 plus minutes. To me, that's just too long. I liked the Buzzfeed Supernaturals when they were like 30 minutes, maybe 30, maybe 35 at max. It just seems like, nah, I don't really feel that much invested into watching the ghost hunting shows. Like, don't get me wrong, like the production and all, I could tell where, they've upped it, but I didn't really care for it the same way as BuzzFeed. And Mystery Files, it just doesn't have that same charm as the unsolved true crimes and whatnot, because I liked it when it was Shane and Ryan in their makeshift, like office with, like the mannequin in the back, and you got the desk with the file folders, and then you would have like the black screen with their blue and yellow text, from their dialogue. That's the that's the Shane and Ryan I like. Not where it's like, I guess Mystery Files is like where Shane or Ryan is trying to convince the other one about a crime, and it's like, oh, do you think it's unsolved, or who do you think the murderer is? It's like, it doesn't really hit. And look, I get it, they're doing something different, and I applaud them for it. But for me, what was it, a few months ago, I found myself rewatching dang near every single one of their true crime episodes from BuzzFeed, and I'm like, it ain't their new spiritual successor shows from their BuzzFeed stuff. It doesn't really hit me like it used to. Now, the reason I bring that up is because that's another, and possibly even the main reason why I don't see myself buying that subscription or paying for that subscription, especially when I pay, but I'm not getting all the episodes at once. Obviously with the YouTube channel, they would drop things like Puppet History when a season would start. It would be like an episode per week. Why would I pay for a subscription and the show that I want to see isn't even available yet? I believe like they'll start the full official launch around May 31st or late May. So basically next month. So, I might get the subscription sometime down the line. Let's say when Puppet History, the new season, has already uploaded all the episodes. So let's say by August, and I'm just spitting out a date, let's say August 2024. Okay, August 2024, that's when all the Puppet History episodes are up there. I'll buy the monthly subscription and I'll watch the episodes, and I'll just cancel it, because Watcher hasn't produced enough shows for me to want to watch, to pay for the subscription, so yeah, it just doesn't seem like a good fit. Not to mention, when you look at these guys, most of their audience consists of younger individuals, those who are in college or in high school and whatnot, and those who really can't afford another subscription service. Because I remember back in the day being in college and barely being able to afford, like a burger and fries in the food court if I was low on cash or food points, on campus. Or, me and a buddy or two scraping together a few dollars to get a Domino's pizza. And it's just not going to fly. Look, I wish these fellas nothing but the best, but it just seems like it doesn't seem like the right move, especially to come seemingly out of nowhere. Like I said, I'm not on their Patreon or anything, but based off what I've seen, this completely took everybody off guard. I believe they made a post saying, oh, we got a big announcement. But I think this is something where you should have made a poll or something to gauge the audience, because it doesn't make sense to me to take free content, YouTube videos, and then say, oh, well, we're going to continue making we're going to continue making content, but instead of being free, it's going to be behind a paywall. And it just feels like you just cut off a major percentage of your viewership. If you look at the video, last time I checked, I looked at another person's video that broke down the situation, and the dislike to like ratio was horrendous. I'm talking like Rebecca Black Friday, the music video for that song. I'm talking that levels of, the dislikes. It's not even funny how much they outdo the thumbs up button. I just think that Watcher, y'all screwed up. That this was a big mistake, and hopefully they kind of turn it around. Apparently this has been in the works for months, but it just doesn't seem like the smart move. They talk about how, oh, well, we've always wanted to make higher budget kind of things. And I'm just like, but that's not really what the people want. I mean, like I said, personally, I just love when it was just, the low, I don't even want to say low quality, but the not super expensive content. It was just like this silly banter. I mean, for all the content Shane and Ryan have done, my all-time favorite video is when they went to the theme park, the Boysenberry theme park. That was my that is my most rewatched Shane and Ryan video of all time. When they were at Buzzfeed, they went to that theme park because it was just them tasting a bunch of different food and rating it, and then getting on roller coasters. That was my favorite video. And you know what? It was just those two fooling around. It wasn't them doing this, oh, we need to travel to like, a different country and, rent out this huge location space. No, it was just two guys in a theme park. And that's just my thing. I don't think that Watcher is producing enough content for my personal interest to want to pay for the subscription. Now, like I said, I might buy it at some point later down the line, but I don't see myself buying it now when they don't have a lot of new content available on the platform, because thankfully they're not removing their YouTube content and then kind of putting it on their website. No, all their current stuff is still going to be on YouTube. So if you've been a fan since they launched back in like 2020, then you can still rewatch their old stuff. But in terms of the new stuff, I believe they said like, hey, we'll release like the premiere episode of, this new season of this show on YouTube. And if you want to watch the full season, you got to get the streaming platform. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It just seems like, okay, them creating this business in the midst of the pandemic was a risk and it paid off. They got lucky. But in terms of the streaming wars going on, it doesn't seem like a good move, because it seems to me that more and more streaming platforms are dissolving as opposed to growing. Sure, everybody's trying to get a streaming platform to get a piece of the pie, but more often than not, we're seeing streaming platforms that launched back in like 2021 either dying or merging with a bigger streaming platform. And that's it. So we'll just have to wait and see how things look within the next couple of months. So in late May, when they officially launch, if they don't have enough subscriptions, I wonder if they'll kind of backtrack and, dissolve the website and go back to YouTube. But for now, it just seems like they made a huge mistake. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.